Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Ontario, California, not Canada, for the site of race number 15 as the 2009 NRSL Coke Vanilla Cup Series season. And alongside me once again, as he has been for the Ontario stretch of the weekend, is Stephen Paul III.
Yeah, not Canada.
Well, also not the Memphis part of the weekend. You just, for whatever reason, can't get over there. If you weren't watching the duels, you wouldn't know that Bill Bragg Jr. was on the pole for this one alongside Mitchell Collins. Those were our two dual pole sitters. Tristan Wilhoit and Jeff James brought home the dual wins. They'll make up row 2, with Allison Rain fresh off some new sponsorship for making the race in row 3 alongside Cement Ozcon. Gene Sanford, Juan Rodriguez not so lucky to pick up any sponsorship in row 4, with Charles Sanford and RJ Reynolds in row 5. Here's the rest of Stangres. I hand over to Stephen for his thoughts and predictions.
So it's going to be interesting. The first duel, we saw little wrecks, not too many. The second one, William Duncan just, there he is right there, and Kevin Shear out of Tango. So what we will see on the start, maybe a little bit calmer. 40 laps, going to be at least 2 pit stops, which we've seen the strategy can work. So we saw, I don't know if you mentioned, Juan Rodriguez drove from missing a wreck, stopping on track, into the top 5. So a lot of the guys you see back here will have some cover score. Our final row is Tim Randolph and Seth Cole. So look for somebody in the middle of the pack to come in the front of the field to fall back, as we'll get more after the field.
Drivers, start your engines!
Command has been given the point standings coming into this one. For the first time in a few races, it's not a 300-point lead for Stephen Paul III, as Brett Moma comes in this one within 2 races, but still more than a race back at 277. It is Henry Sanford third in points, 334. Pretty Shaw is 4th. Chris Wilson rounds out the top 5, with JT Bryant, Bill Bragg Jr., Mary Shelley, Seth Cole, and Tim Randolph. The top 10 in points. Randolph using his second of 5 past champions provisionals this week to get into the race. With that, I think we've covered everything we've got to talk about, so we'll actually...
we got a few... we have about a couple onboards. I know the 88 and 29 have one.
Well, then you need to look them up. I don't know.
I'm doing that right now. 88's got an on... Is 29? Yeah, 29's in the 2. The 11 has one. Then we'll take a break and I'll get the rest of
them. Well, yeah. Although, I mean, we're coming down the back straightaway at this point, so you can keep looking. There's no point in cutting away for like 1 corner.
The 9 has one. Did the 9 make the race?
Yes, they did, actually.
Oh, they got a lot of onboards here.
Yeah, so there's the 9's onboard.
20 has an onboard.
The 20 did not make the race.
The 18 has one.
The 18's in it, so we've got 5. As pace car is off, leaving the field under control of Bill Braddock Jr. How early will he decide to go?
Now
into the restart zone, and we are green from Ontario.
Yeah, let's see.
With the Best Buy 400.
Yes. And let's see if the Best Buy 400 is going to be worth it for some of these guys. Now, remember, you got to push. Now, do we make it through, unless the second duel?
William Duncan's on the 3rd line again.
Oh, that didn't work last time.
3 wide ahead of him as well. That's Mary Shelley on the top. They survived through turn 2, though it looks like.
Now, remember, turn 1 and the high side and 1 and 3 are death. Now, right, you got to get a good push
2
down
and
here.
4. 2 and 4.
2 and 4, excuse me. This is the best spot to gain spots, and here comes Wilhoit.
Wilhoit looking for the lead. He won duel 1, now wants to lead lap 1 here on the main. Actually, yeah, I will say this though, the officials did put down some PJ1 out on the outside, trying to make it more viable. We'll see if it works. NASCAR? Well, they're putting it out there just to see if it's viable. They're not necessarily planning for people to run in it.
Yeah, Wilhoit's last win was 2007 Coca-Cola 600, I believe. So it's been a while since Wilhoit's last win.
Basically, all that to try and say that it's a little bit grippier up in that top lane than it was on Thursday for the duels. Either way, Chris Wilson up on the outside line. They're 3 wide again off turn 2.
And there's the aforementioned Juan Rodriguez, who was doing 70 on the first lap. And, oh, here comes RJ.
RJ Reynolds looking for third place on Jean Sanford into turn 3. She's going to have it. And our outside pole sitter, Mitchell Collins, going to try and follow through.
Yep, the Star Trek number 12. Nice paint scheme on that car right there. Oh, Jean got stuck in the bad stuff.
Well, yeah, got a little bit carried away there. But look at the run. The 87 gets down the front straightaway on the 35.
Yeah, this is the unsponsored battle right here.
RJ took a peek for second, couldn't quite make it work.
Yep, we had a change for last. I believe that's the 16 who was last.
That's the 18. The 16 D and Q'd.
Oh, well, that was close enough. 42 down the inside. Tris Wilson ran pretty well at a similar type of track at Twin Rig, so not really surprised last year, so not really surprised to see him up here.
Fitzwater's going to follow through. Here comes Ryan George as well. RJ Reynolds took a peek for second again, couldn't make the move work.
Samet Ozkan, he's run well in the races. The only issue is he can't finish to save his life. So Ozkan doing well early in the race. They got to execute the finish though.
Well, and to be fair, like you said, it's kind of been a staple of his so far this season. Chris Wilson looking for a spot on the 35, trying to take advantage of the 57 having a poor starting spot.
Yep. Well, since we mentioned the back of the field, there's gonna be some comers and goers here. So pitch strategy is gonna mean everything too.
Well, the 57 is in a mess. How about Tim Randolph, who started 42nd? He's already up to 29th.
That's what I'm saying. And whoa, Pollard left it. Whoa!
Pollard's stuck in the bad spot. He's got JT Bryan in front of him. They were almost 3 wide off turn 2. Couldn't cut out of it somehow.
I heard there's a bounty. Any driver who puts Pollard in the wall gets $50,000.
Oh, is that what you heard? I don't know. No, I wouldn't be able to confirm that or not. So, Trey Smith, Mitchell Hodak game by Smed Ozkan now. So Ozkan, bad lap for him. He's going to fall from 10th to about 16th.
Yeah, I wonder when Sean Payton's going to get a ride in the Hooter Series then. 11 car getting a bit pushed down this front stretch.
Oh, I just realized I hope I fixed one thing. I don't remember if I fixed it. Oh, Mitchell Collins drove it in deep on the 28. As RJ Reynolds got the second as well.
Man, he almost made the Starving kids crying right there, because as if Golden Corral finished the top 10, kids eat free, and they at 28 almost ate the wall there. Here comes the 42.
Wilson thought about 3 wide, thinks better of it.
Yep.
We'll figure out in green flag pit stops if I fix the thing I'm thinking about. It's something that in the edits it came up, and I'm like, oh crap, I need to fix that.
Yeah, Chris Wilson had a good start of the season. It's just been a floundering second half, but he's still up in the top 5 in points.
Well, and right now, running in the top 5, trying to defend that 5th spot away from Fitzwater. Gonna get it off turn 1.
I'm gonna redo my notes, but I believe he's had 48 or 50 straight races in the top 5 in points. So Wilson trying to keep that streak alive today.
Sounds good enough. As battle for the race lead, here comes RJ Reynolds looking for the race lead from the 17.
Wow, I mean, RJ's best finish was second at Veltz Arena, 73. Not been a good start of the year, but this is a good way to turn your season around.
And Mitchell Collins going to grab that second spot away from the 17 while he's at it.
Yep, here comes 28. Jeff James, the 9th. Charles made his way into the top 10.
Yep. Raddick's going to try and follow through on his former teammate. That's actually his former ride that he's passing. No love lost there probably for Braddock as he's passing him.
Yeah, 17's in no man's land.
Well, not in the line you want to be on, at the very least.
Especially it's right here.
That was close.
Chris Wilson, man, almost turned 17 red there a little bit as here comes the 87, but no drafting help on that bottom line. That's not going to work.
And gonna probably have to fall back in line. Yep, but Jeff James has a move on Fitzwater lined up and trying it into turn 3.
Well, what helped Jeff, he got a little bit of sniff of the draft from that Wilson, I believe Gene, and that allowed him to make that pass. As here comes Charles and Fitzwater. Charles is almost going to push the 29, it looks like.
Peter Onjak making a move off turn 4. I see that in the back of the screen.
Here comes the Brian Hart in the 55, is that right?
That's last year. That's Mitchell Hodak this year.
Close it up. He's actually got some new spy spots. Here comes Steve Pollard, who started deep in the field.
Don't think that's entirely accurate. He started in 19th.
Oh, that's half. Well, that's not half.
As the 35's trying to get by the 17 again. Can't make it work. The 87 tries to fill that hole on the outside.
Yep, and whoa, but they are just, man.
And Steve Pollard gets kicked up by Trey Smith of all people.
Yep, that's actually a preset car this week, so that's shout out to them for actually attempting a race.
Oh, and Miles also got by the 27 while he was at it.
I don't know if you noticed that 06 had some great corner exit right there.
Qualls trying to get a run on the 27 now.
Yep.
Caution, I think, just flew. Nope, no, okay. I thought I saw, I swear I thought I saw the yellow flag start to come out at the starter stand.
Oh, Mitchell Collins is pushing the 73 in the corner.
All over the back. 27 still stuck on the outside line through turn 2. Now Ryan George gets by. Here comes Time Pollard and Roberto Crown Jr. while he's at it. Someone up towards the front made a move.
I know Tom Gerard and I believe Adam Flicker didn't win.
Might have been Wilson.
Every other season besides those 2 years, the 12 car has won a race, I believe so. So trying to keep that streak alive.
It's one of those that's been a winning car a lot.
Oh, 4 car made a move.
Well, Crown thought about it. William Duncan also made a move. Ali Nelson got by the 27, and Onjak's going to as well. Duncan filling a hole on the outside of the 04 down towards turn 1.
Yeah,
not going to work for him.
Duncan.
Or is it? Yeah. He clears the 04. How about that around the outside?
Yeah, Peter Onjak wasn't as lucky.
Onjak trying to get a run off of turn 2, though, is going to work. Completes the pass around the outside of the 27.
Yeah, no drafting help right there. Looks like everybody's still together. Nobody's really tapered off the back of the field yet.
Well, not entirely.
Yeah.
9 seconds back to Noah Sewell. Mitchell Collins got kicked up to the high side, though.
Yep.
As 3 wide to the line with Will Hoyt, Wilson, and Collins.
Now that's the issue. This is so draft reliant. That was a good move if you're on a normal oval. This isn't a normal oval.
Juan Rodriguez goes to the middle. Gene Sanford tries.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
They think better of it. They keep it going.
Yep.
Or do they? 87's trying to use up the 35.
Well, 8 tires work better than 4, so.
Mitchell Collins now trying to size up a move on the 17. Jeff James likes the idea of 3 wide into turn 3.
Oh boy.
Juan Rodriguez doesn't.
Juan Rodriguez lifted. That's probably his only car he's got.
As Zachary Fitzwater gets by, Mitchell Hodak's going to get by the 05, looks like.
Yep.
Maybe not, because now the 05's got the outside line. Yep, Sanford clears down the front straightaway.
We'll have to go through exports, but I'm pretty positive this is the most laps RJ's ever led in the Cup Series.
You say that like I'd have the past season's exports.
I say that in full confidence because
I get rid of the exports after the season.
I say that in full confidence because I don't remember RJ ever leading in the 44.
I remember him coming back the 3 laps at 3 unit.
Yes, and
but without the help of his free pass.
And he finished second at Pennsylvania. That's about the only thing RJ's done in his career.
As Gene Sanford stuck on the outside. Will Hoyt now going back for second. Wilson thought about it on Collins.
Woo! 28's gonna get a push with 12.
As Hodak gets the outside line working with on the 26.
Looks like we're having about almost a full second of tire fall off, so that's good.
Yeah, thereabouts. Some of these drivers are actually about 1.5 seconds of fall off already.
And if you see guys sliding up who can't hold the bottom, that's why. That's the covers and goers right there. As man, 73 is getting pulled in by the 17.
Well, and right now they're not battling up here. Let's go back here and look at this. As James Qualls thought about a move on the 55 of Hodak.
Yeah, he thought about it. It's Time Pollard right there, right behind. I believe that's the 35. Yep.
Roberto Crown Jr. to the inside of Ryan George. This is the battle for 16th or 17th, I guess, actually. The 31's gone by him. So this is for 17th.
Ryan George won at Colorado National for Steve Pollard. They Road America winner battling here. Ooh, on Jack.
Now
on
Qualls
Jack.
has a run on the 55 down towards turn 1. That might work better, although Hodak got the run on the 96.
Yeah, the 55, the team, besides Gene's 1 year, has been very forgettable, so it's good to see them having a good run.
That's true. Or at least with this particular team.
Yes, that's correct. As when the runs are great, you have no drafting help. You can't make a pass unless Charles trying to prove me wrong here.
Well, it's Charles Sanford trying to make a move on the 29 of Fitzwater into turn 3. He's still there. Gene Sanford might try and follow through on this.
Yep, nice move. Well, Charles proved me wrong there. I didn't think he was going to have to run, but Fitzwater's...
So Gene gets by as well. Hodak not going to be able to be as lucky to set up the move.
Yep.
Tries it down the front straightaway, though. Might have a move into turn 1. There's a little bit of a move up here, though, as Jeff James gets cut off. Hodak got cut off as well.
Top 3 could throw a blanket under them, and you couldn't even see them. They're nose to tail up there.
Hodak now pressuring the 29. Owen Miles up the track with Juan Rodriguez to the inside. Here comes William Duncan in the 31.
Wonder if you can ask.com about how Owen Miles went up the track.
Might be able to.
That's the battle inside the top 10.
Hodak now finally got to the inside of the 29. Hello, can Fitzwater use the outside to his advantage? Oh, he tried! He tried!
Well, Fitzwater tried to block. I give him credit for that.
But it doesn't work out for him, and now Hodak gets by. James Qualls gets a run on the 29.
He tried.
Duncan's trying to move on the 35 of Rodriguez.
Now, we saw wacky pitch strategy in the second duel. This one, no wacky pitch strategy. Looks like we might be able to go, we lap 16? We make it a lap 20, you're all set. Oh my god, the 96 just set 35.
Yep, made a wise move there, I guess. Battling now up here, once again back up in the top 10. Chris Wilson to the inside of Braddock, and Jeff James is going to follow up through.
Yep, the 28 looks like he burned the tires off, so that's part of the comers and goers right there.
Well, if he can still stay in this draft, he should be able to hang on pretty well.
Yep, it looks like you're going to try to go 20-20 here. That's what I would assume, because if you pit now, you're screwed.
Well, William Duncan was able now to get around his teammate of Zachary Fitzwater. Time Pollard's going to try and get by as well.
I believe Fitzwater wanted us to know more. Nobody was a country mile close to him, so...
That is true. Pole, race win, probably fastest lap. I don't know.
Yeah,
led
I think
basically every lap.
Well, we got the whole Middle East all-white cars right here battling, and then the green car trying to upset the party here.
You know, you would have thought that we could have gotten away from language like that in a recording with like 2 months off. As William Brock gets by Roberto Crown Jr., Tim Randolph's going to follow through as well. The 41 started 42nd in this race. He is now up to 20th on flat-out pace in 18 laps.
Well, I see the 57's got up to 25th. Charles is throwing his shoe feverishly, just like Danica at Montreal over here.
Well, to be fair, the 57's right here in 27th. Where's the 02? He's even farther back, so yeah, probably. Brett Moma's down in 39th.
You know, the 57 struggles...
well, you jinxed Samet Ozcon.
Well, I mean, Jesus Christ, he fell off. Wasn't he running 10th?
He was in the early going. He's now battling for 41st.
You know, anytime the 57 struggles, everybody else struggles.
Well, Shelton's going to try and get by Brett Moma now. That is for the 39th spot.
I'm telling you, it's the curse of that paint scheme. That paint scheme is cursed.
Seth Cole's back here still. Colin Cropley, all 4 RCR cars making a race. Allison Rain gets sponsorship and runs 30th. We've got pit stops.
And that's terrible.
Brock and Mary Shelley are in.
I don't know what the hell they think of doing pitting about lap 19.
We'll see what happens. If it works for them, they look like geniuses.
Yeah, they do. Mary Shelley, I believe, won the Coke 600, so she got nothing really to... Well, she's got a lot to go for, actually, I should say that.
Well, yeah. Meanwhile, Time Pollard now trying to get a move on the 29. Yes, 14-second stop at least. That's pretty normal.
And let's just hope nobody dies coming out. And here we go.
Let's hope no one dies coming in as well. If I remember correctly, unless I fixed it.
Oh, Fitzwater.
Oh, Fitzy! That was close. One of the things that came up a few times on testing was some people missed the pit entry. No one did that time, though. Charles Sanford stays out and leads the lap, though. 5 bonus points for the driver that's 14th in points. Trying to get into that top 10 with this team that has never finished top 30 in the points in this series, so...
Well, the 57 missed the pit entrance. We were going to keep going anyways, but I digress. 46 also stayed out.
There's the 18 who comes out a lap down to these drivers.
35 almost sends it.
Thinks better of it. I'm going to say thinks better of it in that situation. Considering these are drivers that are all going to pit this time around.
Yep, we're still lean and green. 18th? No,
well, 18's already pit. Oh, the 07 was way back.
Yeah, they were.
Now, moment of truth on whether or not anything bad happens on pit.
Yeah, William Brock.
Also, we were worried about their merging. Oh! We were worried about anyone getting penalties for merging. That apparently doesn't seem to be a thing.
Yeah, the whole field would pit then.
Yeah, so I think we're good on that somehow. Even though it didn't seem like it. Mitchell Collins tried to get a move on the 51.
And nobody's coming back to pit road yet, so that's good.
Yeah, I the fact that the 51 and the 18 didn't have to come back, I made it pretty sure that we were good to go.
51 passes 31 cars in one corner. That's not bad.
Oh, the 26 beat the 05 off the pit lane.
By a country mile.
No. Oh, no.
We're good.
We're not good!
That's hard. Well,
oh, and on Jack and Braddock. Oh!
Well, they went to 35.
Oh, huge crash. It's all 3 Sanfords in it.
Thanksgiving just got very harrowing.
Seth Cole is also in it. Ryan George. As the caution flag flies, Stephen Cologne's in it.
Well,
I think Gene Sanford was... I'm pretty sure Gene Sanford was the one that Charles hit merging.
Well, that happened. Well, at least we don't know the pit
And Henry Sanford... There was about 3 different wrecks that all happened and combined into one.
And the 57 somehow missed it all.
You say this. So it looked... Well, yeah, so he's in 17th now. Great.
Hey, you caused the wreck, not me.
What are you talking about? That's not me in that car.
Oh, who is it? Trevor Trevane?
No, I'm not Charles Sanford, remember? We're in 2-1. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look back at what happened. Okay, taking a look, we saw this part. This part we saw. Charles Sanford comes up the track into his own sister, Gene Sanford. So Gene carries on, no problems. The 05, then you see the 46. We'll cover that one in a moment. The 05 trying to hold the brakes. 35 comes down right into him. The 9 nowhere to go. And you see the 3rd crash. There goes your points leader sliding through in the 57.
Somehow. I don't know how. It's because Seth Cole...
And second in points, Brett Moma.
Yeah, well, at least he survived. But we had...
then you had Peter Onjack. He basically fell victim to the same thing in more gruesome fashion as he comes up the track into Braddock and hits the wall hard.
Oh, God.
And if that wasn't enough...
this was the most egregious one.
Seth Cole decides to full throttle into turn 2 and wipes out the 98, 64, and the 2.
And misses the 57 by a country... Oh, wait, what? 18 3 wide on the apron.
At that point, just trying to miss the wreck. I think I think we found the 9 splitter that was hanging up in the air or somewhere over here the moment on the camera shot.
Well, at least we don't have any more pit stops in this race.
You want to bet?
Well, hopefully not under green.
Well, with all that said and done, let's get back to the restart or onboards. I don't know, one or the other. For our only onboard, we'll ride on board with Zachary Fitzwater. And we're back. Tristan Wilhoit is the race leader after the caution here, as only drivers out of the race after that last incident are Peter Onjak, Charles Sanford, Juan Rodriguez, and Stephen Clone. RJ Reynolds is in second. Chris Wilson has now got a problem from running third position.
Charles in shambles.
Fifth in the points, and he's got a fuel system issue. They're reporting problems with the pickup. As Brock is now going to be promoted to third. Qualls is running fifth. Jeff James is sixth. Mitchell Hodak, Mitchell Collins, Gene Sanford, and Time Paul top 10. Trey Smith, William Duncan, Tim Randolph, Owen Miles, Jonathan Zorline, Zachary Fitzwater, Stephen Paul third, Derek Hamill, Roberto Kern Jr., and Jack James the top 20. Show you the rest of the field. Everyone is on the lead lap coming to this restart. And we are green once again.
What happens here?
Qualls thought about a move to the inside of the 51. Thinks better of it. Hodak, though, after the line, makes a move on Jeff James into turn 1.
Yeah, 55 is never won in the number is never won, so he's trying to get that first win for the number.
As Gene Sanford makes the move on Mitchell Collins, there goes Trey Smith to the inside of the 44. And it is Qualls that gets the third spot away from William Brock.
Yep, Fitzwater's in the pack. We got some new players there. Owen Miles are up here now after that.
RJ Reynolds going for the race lead on the 17.
Remember, he was the best car in the first run. He just had a crappy pit stop.
3 wide.
Up high.
That's Time Pollard that's way up high. Duncan with contact with the 12.
Yep, and here comes Fitzwater, Zorline, and then the 57's passing the 44 right now.
Well, some ways I would almost expect that. James Qualls battling with the 51 again into turn 1. It's now Roush 2-3 here at Ontario.
Yep, 26 is also another name. Whoa!
Hodak with a move on William Brock. Jeff James is going to follow through there. Gene Sanford might be eyeing a move as well in that 87.
Yeah, got the fender a little flared out, so got a little bit of speed right there. 3 wide ain't gonna work though.
Well, they weren't 3 wide. Gene Sanford got muscled out of the way a little bit though, and William Duncan gonna try and take advantage of it.
Yep, as 41 car. Remember, 41 started last.
And now running in the 10th spot for Tim Randolph. What a recovery drive.
Reminds you of the Riverside drive he had. I think he's only got 1 top 5 of this year. And 1 top 10?
1 top 5, 2 top 10s.
And one of those top 5s he drove from last to 4th. So, maybe starting last.
Well, mid-race though. I wasn't starting. He was mid-race. He was in last.
Yep. 57 got pushed way high. So and now we got a train forming here. Where's the choo-choo?
Here comes James Qualls looking for the second spot on the 17.
And his second career win too.
Well, he's going to clear the 17 into turn 4. Hodak's going to try and make a move as well on Will Hoyt.
Will Hoyt. Well, no. Will Hoyt got lucky right there.
Couldn't quite make the move stick. Brock trying to set up a move now. Gene Sanford also.
Oh, a lot of side-by-side coming into the corner here.
There we go. I timed that pretty well.
Yep.
So basically everyone clearing damage, basically the minimum speed, at least for 1 lap. The problem is with the fall off, it makes it kind of hard to monitor who exactly is extraordinarily off the pace.
Yep. So
Zachary Fitzwater up the track. And that's going to open the door for Mary Shelley and Time Pollard as well.
Yeah,
maybe.
Everybody kind of running in their own. How about Rob Evans? Remember, we saw Rob Evans in last at one point in this race with the one car. Great recovery by him, too.
Huh?
I was saying Rob Evans is up in the top 20 now.
Rob Evans isn't in this series. What car number?
The 09.
That's Noah Sewell.
Whoops, that was last year's driver. Wow, that's really bad.
Stephen Paul III, by the way, has fallen to 23rd after restarting 17th.
Yeah, it got kicked up to the high side right there.
Fitzwater tried to move on the 06, couldn't make it stick. William Brock's on the outside line. RJ Reynolds has been kicked up to the high side by James Qualls, new leader in the 26.
Roush 1-2, how about that?
Gene Sanford going to try and get by. Has help from the 51 down the front straightaway. Actually, sorry, that's the 12. Sorry.
It's been about 75 races since Qualls' last win in Sonoma in season 5, and the 26.
And that was in the 11.
Yeah, and the number 26 has never won in the Coke Vanilla Cup Series.
A points race, at least.
Yes.
As it's now Qualls, Will Hodak, top 3, Gene Sanford up to 4th in that 87 car.
Yeah, the officials can't do anything with the fender flare right there, so that's helping the speed.
Hodak trying to make the move for 2nd now in the 55. Brock's gone back to the inside line.
Yeah, Gene finished 2nd at Road America, so I have a little momentum.
Well, she finished 2nd at this track 2 seasons ago in the inaugural event here at this track.
Yeah, lost to Vince Alvarego.
Carson Ford, wasn't it?
Oh, 20? Yeah, that was 20. I thought it was the 15.
That was 20. Meanwhile, Mitchell Collins trying to make the move on the 87, but Gene's going to shut the door into turn 1. RJ's still stuck on that outside line, though. Randolph's now up to 8th.
Owen Miles having one of his best runs this season. Fitzwater continues to drop back.
Roberto Crown Jr. also stuck on that outside line. Here comes Brett Moma up into the top 15. Yep, trying to prove that he can get a good run in this car.
Yeah,
all of his good runs so far this season have come in the Gibbs equipment.
All his great runs in his career have come in the Gibbs equipment. Here comes the 87.
Gene Sanford looking for 3rd now, following the 55 through. Mitchell Collins gets through as well. Can Owen Miles take advantage in the 96? 3 wide with Fitzwater off turn 4.
It's going to come down who has a good long run car here.
As they're back to 2 wide, Derek Hamill thinks better of it. Jessica Shelton was in 40th at one point. She's now up into 24th.
Yep.
Nothing to write home about, but still solid enough considering where she was at one point. Will Hoyt under threat here. Now 3 wide off turn 2 with Randolph and Duncan.
All right, we're starting to come to a factor here. Who won the tires up under caution?
Mary Shelley, Trey Smith get by. MoMA's going to get by in the 02. 2 rows of 3 into turn 3.
That's not going to work, boys and girls.
As Mary Shelley, the big winner on that one. Trey Smith loses out.
Oh,
so did Randolph.
Screw it. I'm forcing the issue. Here comes Brett, the legendary Momo.
Brett Moma up into the top 10, I think, now.
Yeah, he's been driving
exactly into 10th. Meanwhile, top 5 trying to break away.
Yep, trying to run away from Brett Moma, the legend.
Gene Sanford trying to get a run. Owen Miles takes a peek at the 12 through turn 2.
Yeah, good job by Owen, the Hall of Fame Yates Racing. Remember, the 96 has won every season they've competed in, so trying to get a 3 for 3.
Well, right now, falling back a little bit. Mitchell Collins trying to eye a move on the 87 now with under 10 to go.
Well, you need to fall back. Just get a little bit of sniff of the draft from the 51. You can get a little help trying to get by the 12.
Meanwhile, James Qualls is starting to break away a little bit. Owen Miles makes the move on the 12.
Yeah, that's a bad move. No help.
Has to fall back in line.
Yep, no
Brock
help.
thinks about it on the 96. Puts a nose in there.
Throw a blanket under these top 6.
Meanwhile, Mary Shelley, William Duncan trying to close in as well. Make it a 9-car fight for the win.
Yeah, you gotta remember, they're not gonna be playing nice now. You gotta go for it. Here comes 96 trying, but no drafting help.
Trying yet again. No cigar. Here comes Hodak, trying it into turn 3. Can't make the move work. Qualls, shut the door.
26 had a big enough gap. That's not what you want. You're not going to be able to pull away in this race with Draft Reliant.
Gene forms a gap to the 55, trying to get a run off turn 4.
Let's see how this goes.
6 laps to go in the Best Buy 400. Owen Miles trying it again on the 12. Gene tries it into turn 1, can't make the move work, and Miles is there.
Well, Owen did a good job doing the sneakeroo.
Perseverance paying off for the 96. Brock's gonna follow through in the 51. Gene makes the move off turn 2. Is she gonna be able to make it work? No.
Yeah, and
Brock and Reynolds are gonna get by the 12 now. Brett Moma's trying to move on the 31. Duncan shuts the door.
But now, 12th car going to lose a lot of momentum. Owen Miles is in 4th. That's the car I'm watching. He's got a really good car.
Hodak trying it. Loses the nose. Here comes Gene Sanford now off turn 4. 5 laps to go in Ontario.
Good move, but no help behind her. 96 is coming, though, to get that push.
Top 4 right now with a little bit of a gap over 5th place, William Brock.
12 is pushing the 73 in the corner. Whoa, Gene washed up.
Or was that tactics there, trying to get a run?
Yep. See how
not going to be able to make it work yet.
We have enough fuel, too, as we come down to 5 to go.
Well, we're at 5 to go. This will be coming to 4 to go. Will anyone have to pit? I don't remember who was the first one to pit out of anyone in this group.
18 was the first.
That's true, yeah.
51.
Okay. Yeah, here comes Gene Sanford with help from the 96, looking for second with 4 to go.
That's what you need to do right there. You need to work together as a team right here. In the 55, well, that didn't work out. And you know what's funny?
Well, still there into turn 2, maybe. Moves the 55. Put the bumper to him.
The bumper put the whole radiator on him.
Now Hodak stuck up top. Here comes Gene Sanford. Owen Miles thinking about 3 wide for second.
You know, the teamwork was good for the first part of it, but oh man, everybody just getting impressed.
3 wide for 4th.
And green white checker, here we come.
Qualls with a huge lead now over the 87.
That's for now, but you remember all these cars are going to go faster than him. Oh man, the 55 got duped.
Mitchell Hodak falling outside the top 10 now.
Was second, and he's going to try Alex it out of the top 10. Mary Shelley.
Just that lap, he fell to 12th.
Jeez.
So now, can Gene Sanford close in on the 26?
I think so. 87's
Holy,
have help.
Look at the run the 87's getting.
The draft helmet, you get such a good run. These cars poke such a big hole in the air. You can get a big draft.
Owen Miles trying to make a move on the 87 for second.
What the hell are you doing, Owen?
And he's there into turn 3.
I wouldn't have done that. I tried to work together. The 26 just going to keep pulling away.
That's maybe all that the 26 is going to need.
Maybe
Owen Miles
not.
to second. And Brock's going to have to pick, coming to 2 to go.
Yeah, that's not good.
Now will the 18 be able to make it? Mary Shelley didn't pit. Or did she? I don't see her up here. Oh, no, there she is. She's in 5th. So now Owen Miles is second, but fuel becoming maybe an issue for some.
We got to get to the white flag, because if they wreck on the last lap, we're good. We're still going.
26 way up the track. Here comes Owen Miles.
The legendary Hall of Fame's going to need a documentary if they win.
Look at the 96. Here he comes into turn 3. He's there.
26 is in trouble. He's out of gas.
Qualls loses the lead with 2 to go. Sanford makes the move.
Ooh, who's going to pit? Anybody going to pit? I mean, the 26 is out of gas.
No one out of this group. Mary Shelley keeps it going. Now, does Gene Sanford have anything from the 96? Someone pit at the back.
Yep.
Seth Cole had to pit. It was Ryan George, Bill Brack Jr. that had to pit.
Yep. So there they come. So who's gonna? Anybody? Oh no!
And, oh no! Oh, Seth, please! Seth, please!
Is he gonna hold Page? Is he gonna hold Page? Oh no!
The top two get by. It's gonna come down to Gene Sanford versus Owen Miles. Is Gene gonna come up second yet again at Ontario?
Who's gonna? You got enough fuel?
Mary Shelley's up to fourth. Mitchell Collins into third. Can the 87 get a run off turn 4? We haven't seen it happen yet today.
No.
Gene's got a run. Can she get there? No. Owen Miles keeps the streak alive.
And he wins it. What a finish. Oh my God. So many people pitting back there.
Gene Sanford second. Mitchell Collins third. Mary Shelley on that weird pit strategy makes it work. Comes home in fourth.
Oh my God. And
we're gonna have to wait for Ryan George to come around. So the top 10 as we wait for that: Owen Miles, Gene Sanford, Mitchell Collins, Mary Shelley, William Duncan, Jack James, Trey Smith, James Qualls, Brett Moma, and Noah Sewell ended up in 10th.
57 had to pit. He's not in the top 28. That sucks.
Well, he had fallen back. Did he have to pit? This is your list. Well, no, not the 42. 07, 51, 2, 64, and 28. Those are the only ones that had to pit. The 57 was just flat out pace, fell up to 29th.
Well, we can't keep up.
Actually, you can tell who had to because of the differentials. Anyone within the 7.6 seconds didn't have to pit.
And that's the 98th winner, I believe, in the series. So we're getting to that 100 mark.
We're getting close. Wow. Steven, with the top 10 already mentioned, your final thoughts.
Well, that was a great race. It's probably 09's been great at Super Speedway. So, look at the numerology. We got the 02, 09. Brett Moleman's going to definitely chunk into the points lead. Might be under 200 points. Who knows?
Might be.
Owen Miles comes into here, what was he, 35th?
The 96 came into this one. I must have missed him. Yeah, that's 35th in points.
So the 96 team has now won at Chicagoland, Sonoma.
That was his first top 5 of the year.
Yeah, this is just how the series rolls. They've won at Chicagoland, Sonoma, I believe, Mustic, and now they've won here. They won somewhere else. No, yeah, Mustic, Sonoma, Chicagoland, and now Ontario. Hall of Fame Racing, this is technically their last year. They're going to got 4 wins. They have more wins than the Hendrick 48. Gene Sanford, second again. Second at Road America. Second again here. Man,
second at this track again. We get a new configuration. She still comes home second. She's got 3. We've run this track 3 times now in the series. Gene's got a second, a 7th, and a second.
Even though Mark Sambro's DNQ'd, he's not going to lose a lot of points because a lot of people in the top 15 in points struggled this race. I think Mary was the only one in the top 15 to finish in the top 15 in points. Maybe the 41 too. James Qualls finished 8th. He was either saving fuel or he lost fuel pressure. That was very weird.
Well, he got stuck on the outside for one, but yeah.
Yeah, so we look at the bottom, some bad results. Paul with 2 races in a row, but got enough of a cushion to run some experimental setups a little bit. Seth Cole will definitely be looked at by the officials. If this was the Sony Cup Series, he could get a big point penalty. Landon Smith Jr. 31st. Allison Rain 27th. The next
tough
race...
breaks for Jack, Sanford, Rodriguez, and Cologne.
What's the next race? I think
next race for this series? Oh, we're going to Germany.
Oh, we're going to Valtz-Arena?
Yeah.
Well, it's just going to get any more crazier. I believe Fitzwater won last season, and that kicked off Fitzwater's domination in the Hooters series.
No, LeDuc won a dual race. Never mind.
Well, I couldn't get a passport to Memphis, so hopefully I get a passport in Germany. I don't know where the other...
I don't know what happened, why you couldn't get to Memphis. I don't know.
I thought I was at the wrong track. I was in the wrong country. I was in Ontario, like the Michael Walsh commercial. So yeah, it was a good race weekend. It's 1 in the morning, so it's pretty good, So we've been in California the last 2 weeks. It's time to go. Well, we're going to California, then Germany, then we're probably going somewhere on the East Coast. So,
We've got a little bit of an international tour. We didn't go from Germany
Man,
to Japan.
can we ever go back to the East Coast? No.
With all that said, congrats to Owen Miles and Hall of Fame Racing on the win. Like he said, the third win for... Oh, yeah, the fourth, because Brett Momo won twice with that car somehow.
Yep.
So congrats to Owen Miles on the win. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't today for more gaming and racing related content. For Stephen Paul III, I'm Gordon Fantan 1, and this has been a production of the NRSL. We'll see you guys next time.
You guys go to ask.com and ask ask.com. Did Owen Miles just win this race? Yes, he did.